Okay. Next question. Is it better to start selling first or build out the whole snapshot and automations before launching? This is a great one. Should I start by selling or should I start by building? My encouragement is you will go further if you start by selling. However, some people need to start by building to get the confidence, the experience to sell. I don't know if that makes sense, but like sales is a transfer of belief fundamentally. That's what it is. In conversation and messaging, I believe I have a solution to your problem. And so if I can transfer my belief to you and then you believe I have a solution to your problem, we'll exchange money and a sale will happen. If I don't believe I have a solution to your problem, I'm going to be horrible at sales. And so there are some folks that are naturally gifted where they're like, you can just assume that belief very easily. You're like, oh, I've heard about this SaaS. I don't fully understand it, but I know that it works. There's so many things working in HighLevel's favor right now. I think it's the most popular automation platform on the internet. It's backed hundreds of millions of dollars of venture and private capital behind them, and the same sort of investment groups that have done things like Airbnb and these big unicorns where you're like pretty confident HighLevel is a great tool that's going to continue to be a dominant tool for businesses. There's hundreds of thousands of businesses, probably millions of businesses at the point that like are using it, getting value out of it every single month. Some folks, they'll hear that and they'll be like, got it. That's all the belief that I need. I'm ready to go forward. I can transfer that belief to someone else. Other folks are like, I need to know. I just need to be in the weeds. I need to dig into it. So my encouragement, if you're that builder type where you're like, I'm just going to have to build, you can shortcut this process. Like we have snapshots. Buying a snapshot from somebody just shortcuts, like it's kind of seeing how they build. You might build a little bit differently. You might take some pieces that you find valuable, some that you don't. So it just accelerates the learning there. And then I'd say the false constraint is like, give yourself a defined period of learning, right? I could spend about 20 hours on anything will put you in like the top 20% of anybody in that category. So if I spend 20 hours practicing an instrument, I will uniquely be in the top 20% of like people that play that instrument. Isn't that crazy? Or pick whatever it is, AI, HighLevel. And so I'd be like, give myself 20 hours. Now, 20 hours, you could do 20 hours over the course of a year. But unless you've got another job, like you're going to run out of money. So instead, I'd say, okay, I'm going to give myself 20 hours in a week. Truly block it out. I got 4 hours a day, 5 days, and I'm just going to be a student of HighLevel. And then after that week, I'm no longer trying to be the top 1%. I'm the top 20%. I have to tell myself at that point, you should have enough belief to start making sales, because this is the difficult thing about business is your business dies without money. People don't die without money. And so we're torn and conflicted, especially if we're newer to business, because we will think what fuels and motivates us will fuel and motivate the business. That's not the case. Business needs cash. You need food, water, shelter, and then you would probably elevate the priorities of like relationship, status, the core values in life. You probably take all those things above money. You just use money to get those things. If you got those things without money, you would actually not really care that much about money. Businesses without money become a hobby and then die. So you have to like think of it in like love languages. Like making money is what the business loves and needs. That's what it needs. You may not love or need that, but the business needs that. So you have to, if you're going to go build, give yourself a week, buy a snapshot, or there's free snap, like just do buy or don't buy, but give yourself a week, 20 hours, and that's it. And then tell yourself, now I got to focus on the skill of sales. What you just saw was a clip from one of our coaching calls. I do one-on-one calls with people. I also do small group stuff. We do live events. If that's what you're looking for, kind of like a community or specific guidance and assistance, I'm going to put a link down below. Would love to talk with you, see if it's a good fit. Hop on and see how we can help you in that way. Otherwise, I've got actually another clip here that I think you're going to enjoy.